So we are going to finish today with the Provincial Nominee Program. In Toronto, if you go to anywhere, the convenience stores, no Canadians. All of them are or Koreans or Chinese or people from India or Pakistan or whatever. The fish and chips, totally, the whole demographic of the fish and chips totally changed. That's why, because they use not this program but the investment program and the entrepreneur, and now the whole city demographically talking is different. So that's a project that they are going to start using for cities like Thunder Bay, because the business are closing here, no? The convenience stores and whatever. So what about if we start bringing people from so-and-so to come and buy the convenience store? The convenience store or the fish and chip or whatever has exactly the amount of money that they need to apply. You know, more or less $350,000, $400,000 plus $100,000 of business plan or whatever. They met totally the criteria. No? They don't want more fish and chips in Toronto. They want to have a more convenience store here. So you may, through the Provincial Nominee Program, you may start receiving all of these entrepreneurs and the families. So, and the target for the settlement organization will be the families, no? Because it's the wife or the husband that come and need to study, and children and whatever. So, and also we have to be ready, because we have to learn from the example that we have. We have access to a cottage in Lake Huron, and there is a small town that is called Midland. And in Midland, a person from Sri Lanka, a family bought a fish and chip. Subway. You know the sandwiches?
Oh, Subway.
So, yeah, they were 7 members of the family, no? 5 kids, wife and husband. So they basically let everybody of these employees go, because they were with, everything set up. For 2 months, nobody went to buy one stupid sandwich to that place. So now you go after 4 months, they have white Canadian people serving, and and everybody's doing something else. Since they changed the policy, the place is flourishing. Because the community also have a reaction to wrong or right. I don't want to get involved in that, but there is experiences that are happening, because the situation. To bring a family from Sri Lanka and put it in the middle of the town of Midland is is a risky business, in my opinion, but they are surviving. But that's something that may happen here in 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 years. So that's why it's a good idea that you take a look about that. So the general overview, I think every province of Canada has a provincial nominee program, and this is a program that is good because they review the standards of everything in the federal level. So the idea is, we decide who we want to bring to my province, and we are going to review the standards. For instance, let me put just an example. In Manitoba, they create a category for, I forgot the name. It's well known in my country, but in English, la crianza de cerdos. How do you say it? The farm for pigs. So they went to El Salvador to look for guys that are able to take care of the pigs in the farm.
And they did the same with chickens.
But pigs for Salvadorian was like a pig. So, and they brought like 50 people, you know what I mean? From El Salvador to Manitoba directly to work with pigs, 40 below, no? It's another issue. So now they are permanent residents, and now they are not working any longer there. But it's an enter to Canada, and they lower the standard. No? So what you can ask for person to just to take care of a pig, you know what I mean? You have whatever. So that's the idea, no? That you lower the standards. So look, employers make up 90% of the Provincial Nominee Program for Ontario, no? And only brought 450 people a year. This is crazy. No? So we are talking for hours about the provincial nominee, and you have access to 500 positions at the most. And 90% are employment oriented. And look, the new situation, no? Knock. So wherever you go, the National Occupation Classification. So it's very important, but look the restriction. Have proper papers from between Canada. So if you are going to apply from here, you have to be either a visitor legally staying in Canada, or you be a student, or you need to have a work permit of some kind in order that you can do the switch. But not every work permit, as we already discussed, allow this to happen. You know what I mean? If you are in this 4 years program or in a seasonal worker program or whatever, you will have to go to your country and come back. Is that okay? Look, multinational investor category.
I like that, come with a bag of money, because that's exactly what they want.
That's what they want.
It's the guy.
They approved around 50 people last year, so 10%, no? So if the other one were 90% and this is 10%, is over. So this is what they want. No, is intended to support human resources needs of companies making major investments in Ontario. Okay? So which ones? Give an example of human resources needs of companies making major investment in Ontario by providing quick avenue to work permits and permanent residence for key personnel. Okay? So
The only one around here is the mining industry.
the mining will be a good example, no? And this is a category that is very easy to get in, and you can have more information about this one. It's a long-term success of the investment. But how you are going to prove that when they receive the permanent resident? Work exactly in the same way that the investor for the federal level. So they give you a permanent resident and they said, in a year, come and talk to me. No? And you have to prove, or you have to have an excuse, a beautiful excuse, that the situation didn't work. Most of the people that came last year, they were exempted because of the financial crisis, and they say, okay, stay, and we're going to see later on. And the provincial nominee also has the international student venue, no? The difference with the federal one that we call it Canadian Experience Class, do you remember? Is this one. The job offer doesn't have to be related to the field of study. So you could be, find a job, study here for social work and find a job as a carpenter, and this is fine, if you find a job. Okay? So this is a very important variation because most of the students that we help here internationally, they don't find a job in their occupations immediately. Later on maybe, but immediately no. So they want to have a lot of people here. Is that a question? No? It's fine? So you see, this is a very close category with Canadian Experience Class. The only difference is that provincially, they reduce the standards. So it's easier to get in. Okay, look the employer criteria. Have been in continuous corporate existence and active operate for minimum of 3 years. So a company has to present the income tax reports and everything for the last 3 years of existence. Look in GTA, in gross revenue of $1 million. So what companies are very easy to make a gross revenue of $1 million anywhere? Construction. Okay? So that's very easy for a very small construction because it's gross, no?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the value of the program or the project. And look outside GTA, it's $500,000 gross as well, no? So look, GTA, 5 permanent full-time, at least. And for here will be 3. So that is a small company, no? Or is a medium?
It's a big one.
Is a big one here? Okay, and this is crucial. Have business premises in Ontario. Why do you think is that? Because, huh? Taxes, and because they were using Ontario to go somewhere else. You know, because it was easy to do the provincial nominee here and then send the people Alberta or wherever, no? Because that was the way to go around to the because they put a number of provincial nominees for each province. So Alberta was in need of. So they were saying, hey, Ontario, why you don't send me 10? Or, so that's in order to avoid that one. You know, just then people don't go around the finger, no? They did this, no? And so you can find more information around here as well. Look, be directly related. So that's the most, what we call the quality control kind of ideas of the program is that the Ontario, Opportunities Ontario, that is the name of the public program, be directly related and necessary for the company's core operations. Why is that? Because a lot of people try to bring brothers and sisters and cousins and whatever through this program. They try to limitate that. Has to be core operation. Secretary. I don't think so. You know, you have to be in occupations and has to be a core. But the excuse that people is using now is, you know what? I'm going to open a branch of my business in the other side of the city. And you know, I want to bring my brother that doesn't have experience, but is my brother, you know, and I trust him. And whatever. And so he has a company selling chiclets or whatever. But anyway, so they use a lot of ideas of that, no? Be permanent full-time position. This is a mistake of 40% of the application for provincial nominee are rejected because they don't say full-time permanent position. It's not possible to bring a permanent resident to Canada for a 3 years contract. Has to be a full-time permanent position. That doesn't mean that it's true. You have to put it in the application. So it has to be true in that moment that you are thinking. Exactly. And if you go to the website of Immigration Canada, there is, you go to provincial nominees, and immediately you go to Ontario, and Ontario sends you to Opportunities Ontario, and all the information is there, and all the fees and everything. So